everyone, it's Sammy from Sammy's Sweet Life, and today I'm going to walk you through my monthly meal plan for January. So this month I decided to not do no spend January. I did no spend January last year, but I am going to do something different. I got my idea for what I'm doing this month from Jordan Page at Fun, Cheaper, Free, and I really just loved her videos lately. I've just found so much inspiration and motivation from her channel, so I've been binge watching her videos when I get a chance. But she did a thing called Shelftober or Stocktober. Basically, if you spend no money on groceries for the whole month, use what you already have in the house and challenge yourself to have the smallest grocery budget humanly possible, basically. So that is what I'm going to do for this month instead of the no spend January, because I still want to spend on the household. I have a household line in our new budget and I really want to still do that kind of stuff. I also wanted to take advantage of the 20% off Target coupons that I had. So I went ahead and took advantage of that, and that would definitely not be no spend January if I was spending and getting all the things I'm going to need from Target. Instead, I'm challenging myself to go through and clean out as much of the food in the house as I can. It was really fun to try to think outside the box and try to get a meal plan made. So I'm going to take you to the desktop view, walk you through my process here and all the meals I plan on making this month. So since I was working for a month meal plan, I went ahead and made a month on the month at a glance. Generally, I use the weekly pages because I really just prefer those to the month. I ended up using it for this because I thought it would be easier to, plan things out, skip around on weeks when I'm like writing things out so we're not having the same thing over and over again. But anyway, I went ahead and made my meal plan, and since the monthly meal plan doesn't have the checklist for groceries or whatever, I grabbed a little notepad that I had. By the way, this is a Carrie L meal planner. I have a walkthrough if you're interested in this, and I do have a referral coupon. So I went ahead and wrote out my dates, and we had family here leaving on the 3rd, so I knew we were going to be eating lunch and dinner on our own. So my plan for here was to plan out lunches and dinners, and breakfast is just whatever. Sometimes I don't even eat breakfast, to be honest with you, but we have a lot of eggs for breakfast and oatmeal, super easy things, toast. So I didn't really plan that, but I planned the lunches and the dinners because I wanted to use up what we had. So my first step before writing anything out, I put the January, I knew what days I had to work with, and I made a list of all the things in the pantry. So I went through the fridge, the freezer, the actual pantry, and wrote down the notable things that I wanted to work on using up. And so I went through what I had and marked things as I put them on the meal plan. My goal for this month is to spend as little money as possible at the grocery store on food. So that is what we're working with. We have tons of snacks in the pantry. I can bake and cook pretty much a ton of things. We just need a couple of things here and there to get us through, but I marked things off as I went so I knew what I was using up. I did end up using up a couple of the diced chilies and the tomatoes in my meal plan, but I didn't mark them off because I'll probably have more left over. Same with a couple of these things down at the bottom. So I ended up having a couple of squares left at the very end. And so I wrote out some desserts here that I can make. I just need a couple of ingredients here and there for those. And so while I was making this meal plan, my goal was to get through this week without going to the grocery store. And then starting this week, I'll go to the grocery store weekly and get a couple of fresh things to mix in with these and make sure we're having some, some more veggies than just the ones I have in the freezer and the canned ones that I have. But I'm going to really try to stick with clearing out what we've got. And so I went, week by week and wrote out what we're going to need to go finish off these meals. So there's week 1, or technically week 2, but week 1, week 2, and week 3. 1, 2, 3. So each week I have a little bit of stuff in there to add in. And so I will walk you through. Okay, we'll zoom in. So last night was sandwiches and shrimp chip and leftovers for lunch. We had a little bit of barbecue left over for that. And so we had the same kind of thing for lunch and for dinner. And then for lunch today, I actually ended up having one of the artichoke dips. So I thought instead of marking off the whole thing, I would mark off, each individual thing because I'm going to move things around. I don't like sticking to exactly what I write down each day. So like today, I wasn't feeling the burrito, so I went ahead and had one of the artichoke dips. I'll mark the artichoke dip off instead of the burrito and have the burrito a different day. We had baked potatoes and broccoli tonight, and so tomorrow we'll make sandwiches. We have a bunch of sandwich meat we need to eat in the next couple of days before it goes bad, so we'll do sandwiches, and I thought we would do paninis, so we would toast them. And then I also want to make an Oreo cheesecake. We have some milk left and like half a pack of Oreos left, so we can make one of those. I will do a video recipe on that one because it's such a good recipe. And then for breakfast, I wrote down hash browns a bunch because we've got a lot of potatoes that we can use for the hash browns. We also have like those hash brown patties. I never ended up using those, so they've been in the freezer for a while. We need to make sure we're using up the potatoes and the hash browns. So our weekends, I actually wrote these backwards. So typically on Saturday we go out to eat, and then that'll be our lunch, and then we'll have some sort of simple dinner. And then on Sundays, I will make a big brunch. So we'll do pancakes or eggs, bacon and biscuits and, you know, all sorts of things, hash browns. And so I ended up writing Saturday as our like kind of brunchy day, and then Sunday as soups, sandwiches, or out to eat. So we'll still probably go out to eat all of these times, but I wrote it in there in case we don't feel like going out to eat or we want to save a little bit of extra money. We can have soups and sandwiches. So anyway, so that's what I did for most of the Saturdays and Sundays. I've got some pasta sauce in the freezer that I need to use up. It does have veggies already in it. I think I cooked zucchini into it and spinach. So that'll be at least 2 nights. And I've got a little bit of that orange chicken left, and we'll do nuggets with that since it's just 1 serving of the orange chicken. And we'll do fries with that. And again, sandwiches and soups for lunches. I still have cheddar peppers. We never ended up using those, so I can have those for lunch one day. And then we've got egg rolls and fried rice, which is just the fried rice is just a staple thing in this house. We love it. And then egg rolls are, again, left over. So then I have sweet potato patties that I can have with whatever else we've got in the house. I just carried it over for 2 days because I know I have at least 2 packs of those sweet potato patties. And then we'll do leftover fried rice one night. And then we'll do pot pie and lasagna. I have 1 of each of those in the freezer. And I'll probably save that meal for a day I don't feel like cooking so that it's just done. And just, you know, heat them up really quick. And then I've got artichoke dip, which I need to mark off. I've got 2 packs, now just 1 pack. So I'll have that one night or one day for lunch. And then chicken tortilla soup, I'm gonna make that. We've got the diced tomatoes and the green chilies. And I'll put some of the frozen veggies in there, and I'll get some bell peppers for that. And we'll have that for 2 nights. If we have leftovers of that, I can have it for lunches if I feel like it. I really like having that for lunch. And then again, the hash browns for the weekend. And then we'll do pasta with the garlic bread. I have 1 big loaf of garlic bread, which is 2 nights for us. So we can do pasta with garlic bread and leftovers. I thought that I would maybe get a bag of pinto beans and just do rice and beans for 3 nights. Or for 3 lunches. I'm gonna get the mild sauce that I like from Taco Bell and maybe some shredded cheese and have that as just a really easy, cheap meal. And then we'll do veggie ramen. And then I said chicken adobo nachos. It's basically the barbacoa recipe that I like. I do have a recipe for that on my channel now. I just make the barbacoa sauce and put it in with whatever meat, and we'll do that 2 nights. Then I have a can of SpaghettiOs that's been in the pantry for months and months. We got it free with one of our grocery delivery things. They just included it. We've never eaten it, so we need to do that. And then we'll do nuggets and tights. It's kind of like a junk food Friday night thing. That makes it just super easy and fun for the end of the week. And then, you know, the big breakfast, we'll do fried rice again. We'll carry over the fried rice for dinner. And then I'll make some sort of soup. I am still kind of to be determined on that. If we still have chicken tortilla soup, I could freeze some of that and we'll carry that over. Or, you know, move days around if needed. I'm going to try to be really flexible with this so that we can stick to it. If I try to stick with eating the exact thing on the menu when I'm not feeling it, we're not going to stick with it. So I think I will, you know, pick and choose what I want. I'll have most of the basic ingredients for all of this. So I thought what I would do, since I have so many diced tomatoes and cans of tomato sauce, I could make zucchini pasta. That was an easy lunch that I used to have all the time, and I can have that multiple days. We'll do veggie ramen one night, then we can do shrimp pasta, and I'll do the spicy shrimp linguine, which I really like, and we'll have that at least 2 nights. It usually makes a big pot. And then I've got 1 can of those French fried onions left. I thought we could do onion chicken with lima beans, and I'll probably get green beans for Johnny that night because he's not a big fan of lima beans. And then we'll do a big breakfast on the weekend. I have a box of penne and curry sauce. I just need to add chicken and green beans to that. And Johnny probably won't eat that, so I'll be prepared to make him a sandwich that night, and he can have just like baby carrots and his normal kind of lunch things, but for dinner that night. And then we'll do soup and out to eat to finish off the weekend with the leftover penne and curry. I know it'll be at least leftovers for me. And then I will make scampi that night for him. And then we'll turn around and both have the shrimp scampi with pasta the next night. And then I put on here onion soup. I do have onions that I need to use up, so I'll probably make this onion soup like earlier in the month to use up those onions. But I thought that'd be a good way to incorporate those because I really just love French onion soup, and it can, you know, carry over for multiple lunches for me. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you go. And then we'll have 2 more nights. I'll say breakfast or carryover, whatever things we didn't get to earlier in the month. And breakfast is just such an easy thing. Easy, quick, and cheap. So hopefully we will make it all the way to the end with sticking to this so we can use up so much stuff out of the pantry. By the looks of it, we won't need a whole lot of groceries. You know, this stuff's not super expensive. The only thing is I do need chicken breast because anytime I wrote chicken on here, we don't have any chicken breast left. So I'll just get a couple of big packs of the chicken breast to make it through all of the month. I've got a few baked things that I can make. Zoom in just a little bit so you guys can read that better. So I have a couple of things planned out. We've got a can of pineapple, but it's a big, huge can. So I thought I could do a dump cake or 2 dump cakes possibly. And I found a really interesting looking recipe. You basically put blueberries with pineapple and make it into that dump cake. It's basically a box cake mix that you pour over the top, usually with butter or milk or something. And it makes a really nice cake. My mom used to make these a lot because they're super easy to make and budget friendly. So you know, you can buy a box of cake mix for like $1, and I have the can, and it doesn't take much more than that. So that blueberry crunch one looked good. It also had pecans or walnuts on the top. It just looked so good. I found that one on Pinterest when I was researching dump cakes. And then I also could make Dole Whip with that. And we could also do one of the dump cakes with the what is it? The fruit cocktail that I have. I have a can of that too. I also have all the ingredients to make brownies, except I might need butter, depending on, you know, how much butter all these uses. And I have 1 can of pumpkin that we never got around to using, so I could make pumpkin bread or pumpkin muffins. And also we will definitely be making that Oreo cheesecake because I want to film that for you guys. And Olivia has not stopped asking about it. We had it a few nights ago. She still asks for it every night as her dessert. We don't have any, so I promised her that we would make it next week. So it'll probably be this week that we make that, and I will film that one for you guys. I have filmed a few of these things like the barbacoa sauce that I use for that, but if you're interested in any of the recipes that I said, let me know. I'll make sure to leave links to the ones that I have, and otherwise I can try to film them as I go and get them up for you guys so you guys know, you know, some of these I don't really use a recipe anymore, like the spicy shrimp linguine. I just make that kind of from memory now, but I will try to film whatever ones you guys are interested in. I did do a big Target run, and there are groceries included in that, so I will have that on the budget for this January, basically no grocery month. This is definitely a little bit different of an idea or meal plan video than you're used to seeing on this channel. I will have a grocery haul video for you guys next week with the groceries for this week here. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And my question for you today is, what is your favorite dinner? I would love to know what your favorite dinner is, because I feel like after this month of eating kind of the same old things, I'm going to really want to make some good stuff next month. So I want to have plenty of ideas for my next month's meal plan. So leave those in the comment section down below, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.